Mass Concerts presents Rocket Shock, October 14th through 16th at the DCU Center and Palladium in Worcester, featuring Trivia, Macton Eagle Cavalera, The Rocking Dead, Twisted, and more live on stage. Meet Malcolm McDowell, Screams Matthew Lillard, and Skeet Ulrich, Danielle Harris, and stars from American Horror Story, Rob Zombie's 31, Sleepy Hollow, and many more. Enjoy panels, movies, shopping, tattooing, creating, and much more. Rocket Shock, October 14th through 16th at the DCU Center and Palladium in Worcester. Tickets available at the Palladium and DCU Center box office, FYE stores, and Ticketfly.com.
Info at rockandshock.com.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MWF Extra. This is Dan Marotti, and what a pleasure it is for us to have one of the greatest superstars in the history of professional wrestling on the phone with us right now. A longtime friend here in the MWF, a man that's made a lot of news and caused a lot of waves at times. WWE Hall of Famer and world champion, Olympic athlete himself, the Iron Sheik. Sheik, how are you tonight?
Fine, Mr. Dan Muradi. I'm glad you called me, and I have to talk a little bit very important, but all intelligent, my wrestling friends in the Michigan know. Nicola and I, we was tag team. We wrestling Silverton, Pontiac, Michigan. No any musician, not Muhammad Ali, not Michael Jordan, no Terry Bradshaw. Nobody sold out Pontiac, Michigan, except WWE and Mr. Holland, Mr. McMahon, Kennedy McMahon, World Wrestling Federation. We sold out Pontiac, and all my wrestling friends know Iron Sheik is a rare legend, and thanks to the God, I come hardly from Los Angeles, 2005. Pleasure for me, Mr. Dan Muradi, to come in the for WrestleMania again, one more time in the Michigan.
Everybody's talking about it, Sheik. It's going to be Sunday morning, April 1st in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Meet the Legends, the Living Legends reunion. Not only will you be on hand, but WWE Hall of Famer Superfly Jimmy Snuka, former WWF Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Tito Santana. For the first time in 16 years, Axe and Smash Demolition will reunite in the same place at the same time. TNA superstar Rhino will also be on hand. It's going to be a great experience for the fans. A question and answer session, autographs, photos galore. Sheik, I mean, what is it going to be like to be with some of these greats early WrestleMania morning?
That is the biggest pleasure for me and bigger honor to Mr. McMahon invite me again one more time. I'll be there, and especially I met the promoter, Mr. James, invite me for autograph section. Another pleasure, and I want to say thanks to both of them, and especially you're going to be there, and I'm going to have a great time, and biggest pleasure for me to see again one more time all my wrestling friends and also my wrestling fans.
Sheiky baby, everyone's looking forward to your appearance at the Living Legends Reunion Fan Festival. For more information on that, you can check out MWFProWrestling.com. But like we said, it's the morning of WrestleMania 23, the biggest event of the year. It's the 20th anniversary of WrestleMania 3, which will probably go down as the biggest event in the history of professional wrestling. You appeared at quite a few WrestleManias, Sheik. Let's talk about this. WrestleMania 1, you and Nikolai Volkov teamed up to defeat Mike Rotundo, who's now an agent with WWE, along with Barry Windham, to become WWF Tag Team Champions in Madison Square Garden, the biggest venue in the world at the biggest event of 1985. How did it feel, Sheik?
That will be great, Mr. Dan Murari, Boston Federation promoter, and also you forgot to say I was also WrestleMania number 17, Houston, Texas, Battle Royal, Gimmick Battle Royal. I come champion, remember?
You became the Gimmick Battle Royal champion in 2001 at the Houston Astrodome that night when you eliminated Hillbilly Jim before you had a little altercation with your former nemesis and partner at times, Sergeant Slaughter.
God bless you. I have a lot of respect for Sergeant Slaughter, one of the greatest performer, one of my best friends in Minnesota. I have a lot of respect for him. Soldier, no. I pay for my due. And Soldier was the first man introduced to me in the talk about me in the Los Angeles for WrestleMania 2000. What was it? Remember?
2005 when we were there, Sheik, for WrestleMania 21.
Yes, was the greatest man, greatest talker to introduce me, and he was my talker. And I have a lot of respect for Charles Soldier. Even old days, I didn't like him. Now, since he talked about me in the Los Angeles, in the Hall of Fame, I really have a lot of respect for Soldier.
Then what about WrestleMania 2, Sheik? You were part of the big battle royal in Chicago, Illinois, Rosemont Horizon. Not only were there wrestling greats such as Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, Bret the Hitman Hart involved in that battle royal, but there were also superstars from the National Football League involved in this battle royal. What was it like to be part of that?
Oh, that was excellent. And I took two football players before match in the ring. They tell him if they can beat me, and then we invite him for a battle royal. Otherwise, no. One was the greatest football player, big man. We call him refrigerator or a
the refrigerator.
The big man, they call him like icebox or refrigerator. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about?
The refrigerator, William Perry, Sheik.
Excellent. He cannot do nothing to me. And another man from Georgia, I forgot his name, very, very popular.
Russ Freilich, Sheik?
What was his name?
Was it Russ Freilich?
No, he was from Function, Georgia. I forgot his name. He cannot do nothing to me. I forgot his name. He was another great football player. To the respect of football. And I want to let you know, again, pleasure for me to you mention that, and was a great feeling in the Chicago WrestleMania.
And then what about WrestleMania 3? We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of that, Sheik. You and Nikolai Volkov teamed up to take on the Killer Bees, Jumping Jim Brunzell, and a man that has become your enemy, a man that you've had a lot of negative things to say about, B. Brian Blair.
I'll be honest with you. I respect you. You asked me that question. Everybody know, and I have him, that young punk Brian Blair, in the camel clutch, and he was his partner Jim Brunzell, a nice man, but Brian Blair, that jabroni punk faggot, he tell everybody he can beat me, but he was lucky. I had him in the camel clutch, and Mr. McMahon, Kennedy McMahon, sent the hacksaw Jim Duggan by his 2x4 in the ring. I had that punk Brian Blair in the camel clutch. I was ready to break his back, make him humble, but he was lucky. Kennedy McMahon sent the hacksaw, had me by 2x4, I let him go. Otherwise, God knows, all wrestler, my wrestling fans, they know Brian Blair had a bad attitude. He goes tell everybody he can beat the Iron Sheik shooting. But I'm the coach of Dan Gable. I'm the rare Kurt Angle know who I am. Mr. Kurt Angle wrestling with the Iranian Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Kurt Angle said Iranian people have a lot of pride. And Mr. Kurt Angle saw it. He had a great match with Iranian, but Mr. Kurt Angle get a gold medal, Iran get a second. After that, I respect Mr. Kurt Angle. They had an interview with him. They said Iranian wrestler, good wrestler, Paris said Iranian wrestler, they have a lot of pride. And that I respect him. Same as another, my friend, I was his coach in the University of Minnesota, even Olympic game, Mr. Dan Gable. Another great performer, 149, the great wrestler, Sofia Bulgaria and Munich Olympic. I want to let you know, I'm the coach of the best Olympic wrestler. Brian Blair, you was lucky. I had you in the camel clutch. I was ready to break your back and your ass, make you humble. You lucky, Mr. Kennedy McMahon, send the hacksaw, hit me by 2x4 in my back. I let you go. God, I was mad at hacksaw, but I want to let you know, Brian Blair, don't never, ever again tell me you can beat me. Otherwise, even I'm 65 years old, and still I rest. Break you, I put you in the camera crash, your ass, I'll make you humble.
Sheiky baby, it was another 10 years before you'd be at WrestleMania again. This time it was WrestleMania 13 back in Chicago. It was The Rock defending the Intercontinental Championship against the Sultan. In The Rock's corner, it was Tony Atlas with Rocky Johnson sitting in the crowd. This time, taking on the Sultan, managed by Bob Backlund, the man you beat to become WWF Heavyweight Champion in 1983, and yourself, now friends, managing the Sultan.
Who managed the Sultan?
You managed the Sultan, Sheik.
Exactly.
At WrestleMania 13. Tell us about that, the Sultan against The Rock.
That was great feeling for me to be manager of the Sultan, and for somehow Sultan didn't last long. I left, but I want to let you know, Mr. McMahon, Sharon McMahon, Linda McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon, I have a lot of respect for them because they know who I am, and always Mr. McMahon respect me. God bless him, and I want to say I miss him, and even they don't invite me to the WrestleMania, and still I love Mr. Kennedy McMahon himself and his family.
Well, Sheiky baby, we talked about WrestleMania 17 when you won the Gimmick Battle Royal, but let's talk about it for a minute more. WrestleMania 21 when you were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. What a time we had out in Los Angeles back in April of 2005. Sergeant Slaughter inducted you into the Hall of Fame, but how did it feel the next night to walk out in front of the crowd at the Staples Center along with Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Nikolai Volkov, Jimmy Hart, and Cowboy Bob Orton?
Hello?
How did
Hello?
you? Yes.
That was a great feeling. And all wrestlers, all intelligent my wrestlers in the Los Angeles know I speak from bottom heart, and I speak so good. Mr. McMahon come in the locker room, tell me, Shiki Baba, you steal the show again. That was the biggest pleasure for me. My boss come tell me, Sheik, you still legend. You know how to talk. You steal the show. And a special sergeant was behind me. That was a great feeling to Mr. McMahon tell me, Shiki Baba, you steal the show again. That was the biggest pleasure for me.
I remember that, Sheik, just sitting in the crowd. I was near Carol, and it gave me goosebumps to hear the crowd chanting your name like that. You got a bigger reaction than just about everybody on the show that night. You stole the show. It was Iron Sheik night. Not even Hogan could top you.
God bless you. Everybody told me, included my boss, Mr. McMahon, that really makes me very happy because English is my second language. But I talk from heart. I talk from love for my company, WWE, #1 company in the world. And I want to say it was a great feeling to Mr. McMahon come shake hands to me, and Mr. McMahon tell me, Shiki baby, you see the show again.
Well, you're going to be there in the Detroit area for WrestleMania 23, Sheik. Who knows? You might have the chance to steal the show again in front of 80,000 fans at Ford Field in Detroit. WrestleMania 23, Sunday, April the 1st. But, Sheik, let's talk a little bit about a couple of items that have been in the news recently. You had a situation up in Toronto that was very unfortunate. But before we even speak about that, a lot of the fans like to visit you on myspace.com/SheikyBaby. There was a promo that you did about Kramer, Michael Richards from Seinfeld about how you were going to humble him about some of his comments about African Americans.
Well, because, you know, I'm a Shia Muslim. A lot of my African Americans are Muslim. And especially my great friend Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I want to say he insulted my Muslim brother and he broke my heart. He's lucky I didn't see him. Otherwise, I'm going to make him like Brian Blair. And I want to say, Richard, what is his name? Richard.
Michael Richards, Sheik.
Michael Richards, you lucky you didn't see me. But someday I get even with you. I slap your face, suplex you, put in the camel clutch, I'll your ass, I'll make you humble like Brian Blair. Now, I want to say, Canada had a bad time. My nephew didn't treat me good. And then I've been in hospital. I had a heart problem. And I didn't get my money. I want you find a good lawyer for me. So I tell everything about that because I'm not done with my nephew.
Sheik, what exactly happened? You said you were going up to Canada for 4 or 5 different appearances at a Walmart and a sports bar. You were promised a certain amount of money, and then they didn't give you the proper amount of money?
They didn't give me my 12 hours I worked. They're supposed to give me 12,000. They only give me 1,000. And the driver take me to the airport, and he still my driver, my wife 1,000. He give me driver license, everything. He gonna come back. He didn't come back. I was so mad. I had a heart problem. Upset. God bless officer in Canada. Officer called ambulance. I'm in hospital. My doctor kept me 2 days because they said I have a heart problem. I have to stay. And I get to Canada. My nephew didn't come pick me up. They sent a young girl. Her name was Tiffany. And Tiffany bring me hashish. Bring for me opium, bring for me crack, bring me for me a coke, bring me for me a pipe, and I didn't expect to bring him and treat me like that. And my nephew take me his home, and no food, no dinner, no medicine, no beer. Open his window, open, I was cold, I get sick. And Tiffany, that girl, she get mad at me because she wanna, I have a sex with her, and I'm Shia Muslim. I'm married. I tell her no, I get hit with her. I wanna sue my nephew and that Walmart and a sport bar and all of them because they break my heart.
Sheik, you know the Millennium Wrestling Federation, you know, this is like a second home to you. We're always here to try and help you out. We need more details, maybe to contact the officer and get a copy of the police report. But you claim that the people you worked with stole $11,000 from you, and then their driver stole the $1,000 that they did give you?
Yeah, the stranger driver, his name was Johnny Penn Truck, 32 years old young man. And he take me to the airport. He was a slow driver. He take me to the airport, plane left. After plane left, he called my nephew. They tell my nephew, bring him by hotel, holiday.
Why did
you? My nephew show up, and he didn't come talk to me. And the driver said, I'm going to go talk to your nephew. I'll come back. But he already took my $1,000. I didn't know. I said, no, don't leave me alone. And we go together. He said, no, you stay in the car. I'll come back. You keep my driver license. I'm going to come back. I have his driver license and the name, everything. And he gone. And I checked my wallet. My $1,000 was gone too.
So you still have the man's driver's license that stole your money?
Yes, sir. Because he gave me his driver license. He says, don't worry, Mr. Sheik. I'm going to come back. And I have his driver license and his wallet. In his wallet only was a $10 Canadian. But I have his name. travel license, everything. But he take my $1,000 gown. I come home without money.
What did the
and then I'm in hospital. Doctor, very nice. Doctor, after 2 days, they let me come home because my heart was very, very bad.
So, Sheik, what happened when you went to the officer with this information? Did they try and apprehend the man that stole the $1,000?
I'm sorry, say it again?
When you went to speak with the police officer at the airport, did they try and go after the man that stole your $1,000?
Yeah, I reported the officer, and I tell him I have his license and everything, and then, but now my heart is bothering me. Officer call ambulance, ambulance come over there. I went to the hospital, I had a great hospital, New Market, and all the doctor was nice to me, all nurses was excellent, and I was 2 days over there. Finally, my doctor said, you feel better, but you go home and go see Dr. Moore and talk to your agents and your lawyer about that, because for pain and suffering, and I have to sue them.
Sheik, what happens is despicable. We are going to have to look into this, but we need a copy of the police report and maybe to contact the Newmarket Hospital. How did you get from the hospital to the airport to go home to Georgia, Sheik? It's horrible.
The officer called ambulance, ambulance come take me to the hospital.
But how did you get from the hospital to the airport to go home?
And then my doctor sent somebody, and doctor pay, and doctor write it to I missed my plane Sunday. The reason I was sick, and I changed my plan. They didn't charge me. God bless that doctor, he write it, and God bless hospital. They pay for a taxi, everything.
Well, we should thank the hospital, Sheik. You've had an unfortunate string of incidents. We were in that bad car crash back in August of 2005, and just recently back in December, there was that poisoning incident in Boston. Then you had not only your money stolen from you, but you wound up in the hospital with heart problems. I mean, are you going to be all right from this, Sheik?
Well, I'm still covered in my injury, and I'm going to make an appointment again Monday. I go to the hospital, I go to the Georgia hospital. Mr. Dan Muradi, I cannot talk anymore. My heart has started to get bother me because my doctor told me don't talk too much and don't get upset again. I'm sorry, I have to let you go now.
All right, Sheik. Everyone, remember, though, Sunday, April 1st, the Iron Sheik and a host of other superstars at the Wrestling Living Legends Convention in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Maybe we'll even see the Sheik somewhere at WrestleMania 23. Sheik, you know we wish you all the best. Hopefully it'll be a speedy recovery, and we're going to have a lot of fun up in Windsor and in Detroit,
right.
aren't we?
And another thing, Mr. Dan Muradi, my nephew had a shoot interview, and between myself, Mr. Hulk Hogan, and my student Bret Hart, and Steve Austin, and he sent the people to my home to make the film from me, and take all of my picture to write a story about me. I want you email him, tell them he's no good man. I want to sue him, and I did a shoot interview with Mr. Hogan and Mr. Steve Austin and my student Mr. Bret Hart. I want to let him know he is no good, and I don't want to I don't want to make a book, or I don't want to make biography about me.
Iron Sheik, it's an unbelievable story. Before we go, Sheik, any predictions on the big Vince McMahon and Donald Trump match?
You have
to, all right, we don't want to push it, Sheik. Sheik, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on April 1st.
God bless you. Call me, let me know about everything.
All right, Sheiky, thank you.
Thank you. And I want to say again, thanks to my doctor and Newmarket Hospital and all the nurses, except my nephew, Zabroni. I want to sue him. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sheik. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.